Hey y'all, it's your girl Millie Chun, and the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City are back. And when I tell you they came back, they came back. This was a great premiere episode, and I also have the second episode because I missed two. Let's just get into it. Before I say anything, Mary Cosby back on this show is amazing. I don't know what she was thinking about. I don't know if they talked to her, but the one who is showing up right now is everything. And why didn't they show Mary's house in the beginning of the show when they showed everybody else's house? I would like to know that, but I'm glad she's back. For whatever reason, I think it was because Angie told Mary she had lipstick on her teeth at the last reunion. Mary is her friend. Like, they are dressing alike. They are showing up together. Mary is actually nice to Angie. And Angie is so happy. Baby, let me tell you. Ozempic is doing what it's supposed to do. This is Heather. Y'all, I didn't even know it was Heather. So Lisa is having this Bezos party, like a Valentine kisses party for the girls. And what kind of weather is in Salt Lake City? Because people were showing up with little short dresses on, little jackets, not a lot of coats. She has a strapless dress on. But honey, they put that stuff on and they came out to the party. Do you hear me? This is Brownwyn. I think that's right. She is a great addition to this show, right? She has style. She got the words. Like, she has wit, right? And she and Mary are kind of close because they love fashion. Lisa Barlow is just no self-awareness, none. Lisa has invited Whitney to this party, right? She was like, I don't know if she's gonna come, and she and Whitney are into it. And when Whitney shows up, Lisa is pissed. Not only is she pissed that she showed up, but Whitney didn't even speak to Lisa. Now this lady, Britney, who Heather bought, like, all the ladies are bringing in friends this season. This is how the party was. Bring your friend to the party. So this is Heather's friend, Britney. Britney, honey, is dating. And she is currently dating Jared Osmond, like the nephew for one of the Osmonds, like Donnie and Marie. Baby, they are Mormon. And she said they have an on again, off again relationship. And she was like, she just can't leave him alone because he is too yummy. Those were her words. So then Brittany comes in and she sits between Mary and Brownwyn. And when she sat down, she told Brownwyn, she was like, oh, this is a beautiful costume. Baby, when I tell you the offense that came out of her mouth for Brownwyn and Mary's like, we are fashion girls. And then Brownwyn quickly let her know, honey, there's only 3 in the world. I have one, Rihanna has one, and there's one in the museum. This is a $15,000, I forget who it was made by, but it's $15,000, there's only 3, and she has one. And when Brittany sat down, the conversation was going left, and she said something about being poor too, and putting food in your purse. Mary was like, who is this lady? Mary said, that's not my story, so why would you put that in my direction? And instantly, they don't like her. Baby, if you noticed, Angie is in the middle of the photo. She's holding the snowflake in the middle. She has a problem with Meredith. She has put out a scroll to let Meredith know all of the things that she has a problem with. Like, top tier. So Lisa's giving a toast. She sends a few words and she says, ladies, let's go eat. The place is absolutely beautiful. All the tables just have lit candles everywhere. It's absolutely gorgeous. But when I tell you these women didn't care anything about everybody else in the party, they didn't care about everybody else at all. So Angie lit into Meredith. Meredith lit into Angie. And Angie is around here running her mouth a lot. Like, she is the bone collector. She is doing her job. Meredith said, can you just leave me and my family alone? Take my name out of your mouth. I don't want to have anything to do with you. Leave me alone. And Angie said, you do the same for me. So as Angie keeps talking about how Meredith talked about her house and things like that, I need you to understand, these women were not fussing about something that's current. They went back 2 years ago. And Brown was like, can we just stop? Is it done? Are you done? But Angie does not stop. She keeps going. Ma'am, you're new. You just sit back and watch. So then Lisa, who is irritated that Whitney is here, she lights into Whitney, right? Talking about her on her podcast. And that's all she had to say. Whitney said something about Lisa on the podcast, saying that she was a villain and she's a narcissist. And no lies were told. Whitney and Lisa went back and forth. They went back and forth so tough that Lisa stood up and they told her to sit down. But Whitney was like, I'm standing on what I said. You are a narcissist. I didn't say anything wrong. So she was very upset. And then she was trying to figure out who told. Lisa said, I only mentioned what you talked about to two people. I talked to Heather and I talked to Angie. Who was it? Heather and Angie sitting there looking crazy. But child, it was Angie. Angie had gone over to the house. She had talked about what Whitney had said on the podcast, how Lisa was upset about it. And Whitney was like, I stand on everything. I meant everything I said. Then y'all, these three, Meredith, Heather, and Lisa, they got on Whitney so bad, like they were triple teaming her. She couldn't say a word. This one, Heather, went all the way back like 2 years ago to when she had written her book, talking about what she said. She said that I talked to you about what I put in my book. Like she went back. Like she's still holding on to that. They had it out for Whitney. This is how everybody, and I mean everybody in the party that was not the ladies that are on this actual show, this is everyone's sentiment because it was wild. Then Whitney had enough. She said, F you, Lisa Barlow, baby. And then Lisa commenced to put Whitney out of her party, right? She was like, you can go. You said that to me, you can go. Honey, Whitney got up and said, no problem. I'm out. I'm going to my home and my children. And she and Angie left. Now, in episode 2, Angie called Lisa because she wanted to talk to Lisa about what had been said. But Lisa is really not about that. Heather and Whitney got together because they're cousins. But Heather still doesn't trust Whitney so much. Marriage is going between everybody. Y'all, the season premiere was so good. The episode 2 was so good. I am glad that they're back. Let me know if you're watching because the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, do not sleep on them. Potomac is on the way. I get it. Atlanta, I know. But don't sleep on them. And I think New York is up next. It's your girl, Millie Chung. We can talk about it. Bye, y'all.